Hello, and welcome to The Girls. Lori Lasant can't be with us today. I keep changing my location, and today we're in my family room, Mama. You can see the kids when they were little. The little Chubette and Alyssa's on top there, right there, playing in the snow.
I'm in.
Are you there? Are you there?
I don't know if you can see them. And I'm hoping you can see my pineapple because today we are going to Hawaii. We're taking you to Hawaii.
Oh, you froze up there a little bit. I couldn't hear you, but I like your flowers. And this is definitely a show for you because we are going to be taking them to Hawaii. Yes. And this is definitely all about you because you love Hawaii. And if you could, you'd plant your own pineapple tree since you eat so much pineapple in a day.
Well, Janine, how would you like a nice Hawaiian punch? I have my Buddha all filled up. I got this Buddha when I was in Hawaii, and I brought him home with me, and he's delicious. Mm.
Yeah, hold him up a little more in the frame so we can see where that straw is coming out.
Oh, well, yeah, it's coming out of his little belly button. It's so cute. And you fill him up in the back. And I have him sitting over here next to my big dish of Hawaiian pineapple. So can you see the pineapple?
Yes.
Can you smell it?
Yes, I can because every time your house always smells like pineapples because you eat so many of them. But our guest today is Jill Moratto, returning guest, and she has news to share with us. If you recall having her on before, she's from Hazleton. She's been living in Hawaii for many, many years. It has helped her with her cancer because she has been battling cancer for many, many years. God love her. Positive attitude and living in an environment like Hawaii.
I just feel better putting my Hawaiian fake flowers up I had today. And I have my puka shell bracelet on that I bought in Hawaii when Dad and I were there. And it just is a beautiful environment. As you mentioned, Jill has been battling metastatic breast cancer from when she was in her 20s. And anyone who doesn't know Jill Moratto is going to get to meet her now. She's been a guest on our show, I believe, twice already. And we've been following her. But she certainly inspires, doesn't she, Jenny?
Yeah, she's always, if you scroll through, and I don't want to give too much away, she'll let you know what she's doing, what she's up to. She's one of those people that you do want to follow on social media if you're filling your feed with things that are going to lift you up, especially if you've gone through a harsh winter and a pandemic in a state like Pennsylvania where we were cooped up for many, many months. I did want to show my seashell because I took this out of Alyssa's room, and I know it was from when we went to Hawaii, and we spoke about that on the show several times, but this was the seashell that we got. And I said, I just, put my ear in and listen to the ocean.
Hello.
And imagine clear waters, rainbows.
Can you hear me now?
Put your ear up to that, and everyone at home, you can hear the ocean. So you have to imagine sometimes, right? Visualization is key.
Well, I'm going to visualize having a piece of pineapple while we go to break. Delicious.
Very good. We'll take it out to break. When we come back, we will have on Jill Moratto on the show with us from Hawaii.
All right. I'm going to go cut a pineapple. Well, aloha. We promised you that we were going to go to Hawaii and visit our guest, Jill Moratto. She's been a guest on our show many times, and we couldn't go there, so we're bringing her to you, but we got all in the mood. I have my flowers on, and what is this called, Jill?
Haku.
A haku. I have a haku on my head, and I have some pineapple. And Jill is sitting in front of a palm tree. This is the only palm tree I could find.
Wait, I'll show you my palm tree. Hold on a second. I have it over here. I just got it. That's it's a freaking Christmas tree that I just made for one of my clients.
You know what? It's really nice. That's very nice. That's beautiful. I like it.
Someone wanted a Christmas tree, so this could be my palm tree for the show.
There you go.
How are you? Oh my God, we miss you.
I miss you guys. I'm great. How are you? You both look fantastic, as always. I'm not surprised. Nobody ages except me. God bless.
No.
The sun is finally out here in Pennsylvania, Jill. We're just excited to be near a window near the vitamin D.
I'll tell you what, the door is always open. I have a guest room that's open to you anytime you want to come. I also have a few couches and a futon, and there's plenty of room for people to stay. The door is always open.
Well, I'm getting my bag now. See you guys later.
Cancel the show. Deb's way over here.
Wow.
All right, Sam, pack the bags.
Oh, Janine, I'm sorry. Look, I called you Deb.
All we need are
really
flip-flops and we're on the plane.
Right. We could sleep on the beach.
Well, if this COVID ever comes to an end, it's ridiculous. But anyway, whenever you feel safe to do so, the door's open. So
Nice.
Well, you have the girls with you all the time. I see you have the cap on, and what else? You're showing us
I
before.
do.
You have her mug. So see, we're there, Janine.
You're always there in spirit, and I love to wear my cap around all the time. It's great because it's sunny, and I drive with my convertible top down, and I like to have a cap.
Blah, 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 blah. I don't even want to hear about it. No, I'm happy for you. Give us some updates like we have had you on before. I'm sure people follow you on Facebook, and you now have a YouTube channel, but you've been dealing with cancer for most of your life, right? So it's for those who don't know about your illness, give them a little recap and give them the good news.
Okay, well, we're real short to the point. In 2012, I was first diagnosed with stage 0 DCIS on the left side, had a breast cancer, that is, had a mastectomy, and went through about 5 years of follow-up. That was finally in remission, and then literally 5 years and a week to the day was 2017. I had a mass on my neck, and when it hurt really bad, so I went to the emergency room and asked about it, and they said, oh, you have stage 4 metastatic breast cancer now on the other side. And so ever since 2017, I've been dealing with that, and I always joke about 1 step forward, 2 steps back with cancer. So I grow a tumor, it goes away, I grow some more, it goes away, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, my most recent good news, I had what I was calling my grapefruit over here. It was 9 centimeters, about the size of a grapefruit. So I was calling it my grapefruit. It, thank God, through the grace of God, again, this 3rd set of chemo meds I'm on eliminated the grapefruit. It's gone. My brain tumor keeps shrinking down into a small flat scar. I have some spots on my vertebra, which were not mentioned at all in my most recent scan. I mean, I'm almost in remission. I don't want to jinx myself, but I asked my doctor the other day, can I stop coming to chemo now? I've been going for 3 years, and 17, 18, 19, almost 4 years at this point. And he said, not yet, but I'm at least moving in the right direction. This new medicine has really been working. It's called either Cadsila or Cadsila. I'm not sure the correct pronunciation, but through the grace of God, I'm giving yet another chance. I've been on death's doorstep so many times, had 21 surgeries. I had a surgery a few weeks ago, actually, to remove a polyp. And it was also a DNC to scrape out any potential that might be there as well, and just to give me a clean bill of health. It was outpatient surgery, and I always bounce back fast. And again, through the grace of God, I'm so blessed and lucky, and I have great people in my life that support me, a great group of people in the cancer support group, and friends and neighbors and people in this neighborhood and people back home, you guys, and just I'm so blessed in every aspect. I'll never complain because there's always somebody that has it worse. And I'm just, thank God every day when I wake up, and it's great. Yeah. Thank you for asking. I feel great.
Yeah, it couldn't be better news. And I said, I've known you since you're a little girl, and you've been loving and caring and kind, and you love the animals so much. And now that you're living in Hawaii, you've cured a lot of little critters, haven't you?
Well, these days I have 2 cats, a dog, and a turtle, and 2 betta fish. So not as many. I did have guinea pigs for many years. They actually have a short lifespan. Mine lived about 7 and 8 years, which is kind of long for a guinea pig. But I these days I'm trying to make my life a little bit lower maintenance. So I just stopped buying them. And I have so much yard work, and housework and everything else, I thought, you know what, I need lower maintenance. Last year was kind of a rough year health-wise, and I'm always trying to see what can I do to make my life easier. So my flower beds have a lot of weed paper and rocks versus, less weed pulling and just, less animals. Just, lower maintenance is always my plan. I guess that's still kind of a lot of animals, but it's less than my normal.
Bill, talk about how you've gone through the pandemic with dealing with, even going for chemo. How have things changed through working through the pandemic for you in your life?
Well, I'll tell you what. Hopefully this doesn't come out wrong, but I find the pandemic to be actually a blessing for me personally. I think a lot of people are complaining about it and suffering through it and saying, oh, I can't go places and see my friends. And yes, that's true. And I like to take something negative and turn it into a positive. And what I find is a positive thing about the pandemic for me personally is the number one thing is I'm hiding in the house. I've been hiding in the house for literally a year, since March last year. I don't really even go to the supermarket. We have what's called Kapuna hours, which is Kapuna means elderly people, but it's also for individuals with immunocompromised immune systems, and such as myself, and it's kind of hard to get up that early. It's super early. It's dark out, but that's set aside for us to make it safer shopping experience. Excuse me. So occasionally I'll do that, and most times I'm blessed again. People will bring me groceries. I don't even have to leave the house. I stocked up at Costco last year, and I really have gone to the store about 4 times in a whole year, because I'm so blessed with friends that stop by and bring me things. But anyway, so since I've been home so much, I completely reorganized my whole house. Every drawer, every cabinet, it's immaculate. I've cleaned and I started painting again, which I haven't done in many years. I've been oil painting. I've been reading books, trying to use my exercise machine because I gained some weight. So I'm trying to get back on track of that again. Cooking a lot. I've been so creative. I've been writing, playing my guitar. I mean, it's a blessing. Before, I was out running all over the place. These days, I'm stuck in the house, so to speak. So my yard looks better. I feel like I'm just really accomplishing a lot.
You seem like you have a lot of energy, right, Mom?
Yes, you never stop going, Jill. And something that you mentioned that you do is cook. And when you post those beautiful meals that you cook, most of that stuff is things that you grow, and you're like catching the fish and eating it. And I get so jealous because that is just like living off the land, and you just make these most beautiful meals. What's your favorite thing? What's your favorite thing to cook?
Oh,
Fish?
I'm blessed too that I'm not 300 pounds, because I like to eat every ethnic food. It doesn't matter what it is. Japanese, Italian, Indian, French, it doesn't matter. You name it, I'll eat it. I love it all. Really, fruit is boring, right? Fruit is one of my favorite foods, actually.
Yes.
But I mean, I love all seafood, fish, and everything. I made a big pot of beans the other day, which I eat a lot of beans for some reason. I enjoy it. It's a good protein, and I am trying to knock off just a few pounds because I gained some weight, and you guys know me since I was a kid. I've always been kind of underweight, and my doctors are happy that they said I'm a good weight now, but I feel like, my clothes are tight, and I'm not happy about it. I've never been this big, and anyway. So I'm trying to eat more protein and eggs and beans and fish and less carbs. I love the bread. I'm Italian, right? I made a loaf of rye bread a few weeks ago, and I can eat bread all day, but that's not in the cards. Not such a good idea.
Jill, you're just so happy and so positive all the time. Is the environment, the people, what the heck? I mean, you're just so contagious. Everybody wants to be around you. It's just, we see pictures that you post on Facebook. You're sailing and you're doing all kinds of sports. Have you always been like that, or did moving to Hawaii cause you to be like that?
That's a kind of a twofold question. I definitely got more adventurous and more sports oriented coming to Hawaii because it's pretty much nice every single day. So not to rub it in, but it is. It's not easy to get outside.
Thank goodness we are taping this show in the spring, because I would not talk to your face in the middle of February when we get snow every single day.
Yeah, and we were shoveling.
I miss the snow. I really want to go skiing and riding.
I'll send you a picture.
I'm dying to come home one time during a blizzard and just play in the snow like a little kid. I miss it. It's been years since I've seen snow.
Yeah.
But no, so it's easy to go outside. It's nice. And a lot of people have sailboats and fish and hike, and just, I have friends that do everything, and I go along, and I've kind of picked up doing all these outdoor things.
When we come back, a lot of people want to know about the island itself. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back again with Joe, we're with Joe Moratto. She's originally from Hazleton, never forgot her roots, but she's been living in Hawaii. She's been going through breast cancer for many, many years, beating it. And we're going to be talking about the island of Hawaii when we come right back.
Welcome back to the girls. We are somewhat via Zoom in Hawaii. We are visiting Jill Moratto. She's a former Hazeltonian. She's been a guest on the girls several times, and we've been following all of her progress and her wonderful life that she's created for herself in Hawaii. She is coming to us from the island of Oahu. Is that correct?
Yes. Correct.
Yes. And
West
Jill,
side.
so I have this puka shell bracelet that I have on today. I also have the necklace and the ankle bracelet. Of course, I had to buy everything puka shell when I was there. Are they still popular, the puka shells?
I imagine they are. I'm always trying to look for puka shells on the beach and make my own. I've been kind of doing it for years, and I still have not been able to collect enough to make one. But I don't think they ever go out of style.
Well, there'll be something that I'll treasure all the time, because we were on our honeymoon when we bought it. And
oh, nice.
I couldn't, of course, I found maybe one or two shells while we were walking the beach. And it was just so much easier to buy one. But I treasure this so much. I mean, a lot of the jewelry that I buy when I go on vacation, sometimes you get caught up in stuff. But my puka shells, I don't know, I keep them forever and ever and ever. So
Right.
Now I mentioned that you're on the island of Oahu. Do you go to the other islands? Because Hawaii consists of how many islands? 7, is it?
I do. I think that's right. That sounds about right. I do, Deb, but not these days with COVID, of course. But actually, a cheap vacation is to go outer island. A lot of times, if you have a few days off, and I love to go camping and hiking, and on the Big Island especially, and the island of Kauai. Those two are my favorites. And I always said I wish I could live on either one of them. Probably the Big Island I'd want to live, but because of my health issues, just the best hospital is here on Oahu, and a lot of people actually come from over there in my cancer center right now for treatment. So it's really not the most practical idea. But if I'm taking a little mini trip, I love Kauai and the Big Island especially. For some reason, mainlanders just love Maui, and it's my least favorite island. It definitely has beautiful things. I love Haleakala up there, the mountains, and a few places, but out of all of them, I just, I don't know, it seems small and crowded, and it's last on, even Lanai, that's very small, and hardly anybody lives there, but it's a great place. I've never been to Molokai. I'd like to go someday if pandemic ever comes to an end.
Well,
Jill, can you talk a little bit about like the rainbows and the magnificent scenery that you see every day, and like just picking fresh fruit off of like the trees in your yard, like these kind of things.
Sure.
These are the things that I would be so happy to be able to do.
Well, I'm looking around because I don't know if the camera here would be able to capture it, but where I live on the west side of the island, actually, it's inside. The mountains completely surround from my upstairs window. You can see the mountains out of every window. I'm just kind of in between. So normally what I like to do is, again, just being thankful to God that I'm alive and waking up again. First thing I do for the first 5 seconds of every morning is peek out my blinds and appreciate the mountains and think to myself, wow, thank God that I'm alive. Thank God that I'm here in Hawaii. Look how beautiful this is. The clouds are different every day, and the color of the clouds and the shapes of the clouds, and depending on if it rained or not, how low they sit. And so that's the first thing I do. And I wish I could show you, but I don't think we'd be able to capture it. As far as the fruit, I mentioned that's my favorite food. I have planted in my yard a star fruit tree, if you know what that is.
Yes.
Star fruit. Have bananas, papaya, 2 pomegranates, a kumquat tree.
Well, heck, you never have to go to the store. You have your own grocery store and your own backyard.
You know what dragon fruit is?
Yes.
I have that.
Pineapple?
No, I don't have that. That takes years to grow. Some people.
There you go.
It's so cheap. It's funny because everything is sky high over here. Everything, but one thing that's really cheap to buy is a pineapple.
Mom, that's your sign.
I know. I need to go there.
I like to go to that. Here's a free plug. I like to go to that Dole Plantation and walk around. They have a maze there. You can walk around. And actually, for my birthday, I've been there a few times. I don't know why I like to go there on my birthday. And they have this amazing thing called a Dole Whip. I don't really know what it is. It's kind of a sorbet. It's a cross between a sorbet and ice cream, but it's pineapple flavor. And oh, it's so good.
The other question people ask me about an island would be, do you ever feel like claustrophobic because you're surrounded just by water, like you're on this little island?
Never, not once. So many people come here and leave and are transient, I guess, stick around for a few years and leave. I lost track of how many people I've seen come and go since I've been here since 2006. But me personally, they call it island fever. Me personally, I have never once got island fever because, and what I tell people about that is, I think the people that get island fever don't hike. So here's my explanation. If you can start a hike at sun up and it's still dark out, get up to the top summit and then be coming down back on the ground again by sundown where it's getting dark again. It took all day to get up there and back. It's not really that small. That took all day to get up there. I think people that get island fever don't hike. Yes, you can circle the island in about 2 hours in a car or less, depending on traffic. And if you see it from an airplane aerial view, it definitely is small, yes. But again, if you do things like hiking and kayaking out, I mean, you can spend all day doing that. And then doesn't seem so small, doesn't appear so tiny to me if I'm moving around.
You actually, I want to make sure that we tell people that you have your own YouTube channel. So give yourself a plug so people can follow you on YouTube.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. I'd love to have some more followers. It's just Jill Moratto. My name, JILLMORATTO. And it started out being especially focused on my cancer blog. And over time, I've kind of put a few extra things on there since I've been playing the guitar lately. Put a few videos of that. And I have a shark. I swam with the sharks one time in the cage, of course, but I have a video of that and just a few odds and ends. And then I have my Instagram channels, which Jilly Bean's Kitchen is my cooking page. And then Calamity I Am is my everyday, everything else page, my health things, food, friends, whatever, my animals, blah, 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 etc.
Awesome. This was so fun.
Okay.
All right, sweetheart. We wish you the very best of health and continued good news. We're going to keep following you on your YouTube and on Facebook and everywhere. And most of all, just know that we love you and we're always praying for you. And we're so thrilled for you to get the good news.